Alright, hello again, and I'm continuing with the creative category, the art categories. I have not done enough work with the score to give a full list yet. But that doesn't entirely matter because my number one pick was so incredibly awesome that I'm rooting for it to win regardless. And it has some excellent picks. The thing about original score is it's got some funny things to it. First of all, it's supposedly the most restrictive category in the Oscars. Of all the movies eligible, according to the layman, the people in charge of this category deem only a tiny percentage eligible. I believe the list is 80 odd songs out of the 274 eligible films this year. That's not too many, and as I've already mentioned, Where the Wild Things Are, my number 2 pick for this category, is not eligible in the category. Neither is Nicholas Hooper's score for Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is number 7 on my list. And there's probably a couple of others too. The category also has an unusual history compared to the Golden Globes versus the Oscars, which doesn't bode well for Michael Giacchino's score for Up, which he won the Globe this year. 2 years ago, Alexandre Desplat wrote a lovely score for The Painted Veil, a movie that was completely shut out at the Oscars, despite winning the Golden Globe for original score. So, it's a very unpredictable category. I will say Bruno Coulet's score for Coraline is awesome. It is one of the best scores I've ever heard, and I've heard some really good ones. So I picked that for number 1. It is eligible. It probably will get a nomination. It should get the win. I've already mentioned Karen O and Carter Burwell for Where the Wild Things Are, my number 2. Marvin Hamlish's score for The Informant is fun. It's weird. It really helps to set the tone for a fun and weird movie. It's a dead serious movie that's filmed and marketed as a comedy. And it's very strange the way that works. But the score is one of the reasons why. This is another one that was deemed ineligible. I could swear that a lot of the music in Education was original. I could be wrong, but it is my impression that Paul Englishby's score is one of the reasons I enjoyed the movie as much as I did. I give that the number 4 spot. I may need to correct that if I find that I'm wrong, but the music overall in Education is so good that it again is a front runner for that soundtrack award that they should make. Finally, I have Joe Hisaishi. That sounds better, for Ponyo. If I'm not mistaken, he's already won a couple of awards. Ponyo had a lovely score. It was well worth including. It was a toss-up between that one and Alberto Iglesias' score for Los Abrazos Rotos. His score for that movie was really good. It added a great deal to the film. So, it's a toss-up. I'm going with Ponyo over Broken Embraces, but they're both excellent Oscar-worthy scores, and if I'm not mistaken, they're both considered eligible. So technically, I could easily make an eligible list. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, like I said, is considered ineligible because it borrows so heavily from John Williams' score for the first couple Potter films. That unfortunately is one of the problems with franchises. You want the recognizable theme. It's hard to do that and still come up with original music, and that's one reason I give Hooper props, is because a lot of the music in the film was original, but he borrowed heavily from the existing material, so it's, yeah. Up in the Air had some really good music backing it up. Michael Giacchino's score for Up was quite good. Alexandra Spot was back this year with an awesome score for the Fantastic Mr. Fox, which, frankly, that's one that confused me. I thought that one was as much found music as a score. I guess I was wrong. That's one that I might need to rate higher because I did love the music. The music for The Invention of Lying, The Hurt Locker, Serious Man, and Public Enemies, all very solid music in all those movies. Star Trek, Zombieland, Sherlock Holmes, Terminator Salvation all had solid music. I guess I want to mention Watchmen as well. Have to see the rest of them. Have to probably listen to some soundtracks separately from the movies. That's really the only way to really get that category, sadly. Once again, why I want the other one. And it looks like it got about 4 minutes, so I will go ahead to a totally different category, but it's considered by several a, quote, minor category. The silly people. Animated feature has really become an important category. Even bearing in mind that quite a few animated features each year are not listed, I've seen the list. And if I'm not mistaken, Ponyo is the only, quote, eligible anime. Japan cranks that crap out. And a lot of it is good. Since the inception of animated features, Studio Ghibli has not been the only source of quality anime from Japan. Yet, they've been the only ones recognized in this category. That needs to change. But of the ones that are eligible, there's actually 20 this year, which means that by Academy bylaws, there should be 5 nominees for the first time since the category was created in 2002. That is awesome. I would love to see 5 nominees for finally, especially because this year, the films that I've already seen 6 of the presumptive nominees. Up, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Coraline are Oscar caliber nominees that are incredibly awesome and worth noting. And they're all very popular. Any one of them has a shot at winning, although it's a long shot for Coraline, and Up is easily the favorite. The Princess and the Frog is also a long shot winner, probably going to be a nominee. That's 4 presumptive nominees. The 5th spot could go to any number of things. I have not yet seen Princess and the Frog in its entirety. I've seen enough to know that it's pretty good. Better is Ponyo. Unfortunately, Ponyo is a film for kids. It is the second film from Studio Ghibli that is a children's film. So it's hard to count it on the same footing as the other movies, but it's really good. It's probably the best children's film I've seen in a long time, maybe ever. I'm not counting family films that count for kids. I'm saying children's films. Ponyo may be the best one. So I would almost give it that slot just because it was that good. The Globes, for some reason, went with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Haven't seen it yet. I intend to in the next few days. I'll get back to you. Monsters vs. Aliens was really good. It was a lot of fun. Not Oscar caliber, but it may get the wild card slot. Finally, 9 was weak as a movie. It was gorgeous as an animation, as a feat of animation, and again, a strong argument for a separate category specifically geared toward excellence in animation. But best animated feature, no, not at all. But that's 6 I've seen. Surely the Academy can make room to see enough for a 5 movie category. We can definitely hope. I would very much like to see Pixar, Disney, and Ghibli duke it out. I don't think they ever have, so it'd be nice. We'll throw Wes Anderson and Henry Selick in. It'd be great. All right, I'll be back soon.